Welcome back to the channel. Now we're taking a look at this. This is a Smoky Wolf. It's branded up as Martina. This was purchased from Land Warrior Airsoft here in the UK. There's quite a few companies that do these Smoky Wolf, Tracer, whatever you want to call them. The original one I had should be on this bench somewhere. There it is. Apologies for the chaos. I've literally stripped like 15 rifles recently for Cerakote. So this was the original one I bought. I don't know if you remember me buying it. This was bought from, I think, like a gel blaster company in China. And this is basically one of the first, if I can get this bloody thing off. These at the time were the only ones available. So you couldn't get anything else. Now, I haven't touched this since that video. To be honest with you, this was bought from China, from a gel blaster company. The thing just leaks profusely everywhere, so I have to be careful where I leave it. Like, it's covered in oil all in there. But the threads and everything like that on the tracer were pretty garbage. So it's made out of a very cheap metal, which is some kind of mixture. And the threads on here are so loose that a lot of the rifles you put it on, it just kind of wobbles about. So I never really used it. I think I paid like 70, 80 pounds for that. And I said in that video, I can't wait for some of the better brands to come out with such products. I'm still waiting. Hopefully Ace Tech are just a bit slow to the market, but I think that would be a perfect company to do something like this. But I was trying to buy or find a better quality one. The only one that I could find in stock was at Land Warrior with this Martina Smoky Wolf. This was £125, and I wanted a small one. I didn't want, because a lot of them come in like big tubes like this, or like this, and I didn't want it big. I wanted it nice and a small signature. So this does normally come wrapped in plastic. Every shipment of stuff that I get delivered, I always check it. So it's just a warning there to fill with liquid before you use it, which is a no-brainer. So I had a quick look in here just to check, and this is actually insanely small. So not a ton of markings on there. It says Martina model Smoky Wolf Mini, and it's got the Martina logo on this side. It's kind of open front. You've got the LEDs there. It feels really nicely made, to be honest. Much higher quality than that original one I bought. We can unscrew the back. You've got a little sort of foam washer there to sort of take any play out of it. But what I love about this, and I didn't know this when I bought it, I thought this was a complete unit, is we can take that out, and that is basically a small trace unit. Now, it isn't threaded at the back, but if you're running any type of other suppressor, will I be able to have a example here? Will it go in this? So this is probably not the best example, but let's say you had a suppressor like this and it gives you the space to put something in. You could just pop it into a suppressor of your choosing if you don't want to run with like the muzzle brake style, and you could hide it in whatever suppressor you want. Now you might have to like 3D print or an adapter just to hold it center, or just wrap it in a bit of tape or something. So this thing is very clean looking compared to this one. It's all encased. It's very easy to understand. You don't have to take it apart to fill it. You just have a little fill cap here, much like the electronic cigarettes. You fill that up with the juice. You'll put that in here. You even have a gauge on the side which says empty to full. You've got a Type-C charging port on the back here, and you've got one button which is here like this. So to turn it on, I did have a quick read of it earlier. We do 1, 2, 3, and then the green light will flash like that. And if we hold it for 3 seconds, what I find is the button's very hard to push in. It will flash. So that's basically showing you that it's turning on or off the LEDs at the front. So when you look in the manual, it'll say 1 flash for on, 2 flash for off, or something like that. So it's very straightforward. And then if we want to turn it off, you can see it's still flashing here. We just do 3 taps of that, and the thing will turn off. Dead simple. Love it. Right. In the packaging, which I thought was also nice, because with the cheap one that I got, it came with one little bottle of the oil. Now with this one you get 2 bottles, and you can buy these bottles separately, but to be honest you could just get like it says it's unscented here. I think if you could run it on any kind of like the same stuff that they use for vapes, if you had it like unscented and you can get them like nicotine free or anything like that. If you want to be sure, just buy the stuff that they sell for it like this. So you get 2 bottles in the box. You also get a USB-C charging lead. I've got billions of these, so I don't really need to take that out. So we can leave one in the box and we can take one out. They both come filled up. We pull out the plug. She's got a nice positive fit in here, so hopefully this thing doesn't leak like the other one. Anything that takes liquid like this, even like the vape pens and stuff, you always find they leak to a certain degree. So we've got some oil coming out here, so there's some loaded in the tube. We don't want to get that everywhere, so I'm just going to wipe that off. And we're going to place this in here, and I'm going to fill this thing up. Now you do need to pay attention here, because it will trap air, and if the air hasn't escaped, like it almost didn't then, as you're filling it, it'll want to chug out the top here. So just let the air escape. Just keep an eye, because the last thing you want to do is let it leak out the top. So we've got, I believe, plenty in there. You can just cap this little oil bottle off here. Take your little plug. Put that in the end. And there we have it. So we're going to need something to try this thing out. So I'm going to turn it on. So 3 presses. You can like do 1 press and it's meant to change something, change the mode or something, and you've got different flashes there. So I'll have to figure that out. But we basically load that up, put it in the sort of flash hider compensator type muzzle brake thing here. And we're going to have to find something to put it on. So let's switch the camera around, I'll put it on something and then we'll see how it does. Oh, that's it, isn't it? So before I do that, when you press the button, you'll see the red light flashes a certain number of times. So that's 1. That's 2. And that's 3. And basically those red flashes indicate how long the smoke generator aspect of this tracer is going to power on for. So let me get something to shoot this thing so we can show it off, and then we'll be back on camera. Okay, first thing we're going to be trying out is, and you'll see this weird 3D printed adapter thing here going on for the MP9. That was a project that I never finished, but we can actually hide this in the MP9 suppressor. Now I'm going to leave the case off for now so you can see what's going on. Hopefully we can see some smoke effect. Let me get some shades, and we have to go with the dodgy shades, which are the green ones. So cool factor -17. Right, let's see if this thing works. So we're going to go semi-auto. So these aren't tracer rounds, but it should actuate the tracer. So here we go. So let's see if we can see this. So you can hear a little fan kick on. So it's like a little whir noise, and that's obviously what tries to push the thing out there. So doing 1 shot, it's obviously not going to do too much, but I don't know if you can see that there. I can't see it with these shades on. Let's give it a go. So let's rip it and see what happens. So hopefully you can see the smoke there. Now if you can't, don't worry, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some more rounds in it, and I'm going to set up a torch. So let's get a torch set up. We're going to angle this up so hopefully you can see the smoke. Let's give this another go. So is the torch on it here? So let's angle this forward. I'm going to try and see on the camera. So if you can see the smoke there. So it'll actuate, and then a little fan just slightly goes and just pushes that smoke. It smells of absolute nothing. So let's see if we can do a rip on auto here. It is a bit cold today, but we'll give it a go. So we didn't lock that there. Oh, we're not actually empty. Oh, we've got one round left. So I think the third setting that I had it on was the max setting. So let's see if I can find another gun and we'll give it another go. Right, I was looking for an MWS and all mine are downstairs. So I found a couple here. Now I haven't shot this gun in a while, but it doesn't have a grub screw on the flash hider, which is why I picked it up. So this is my custom Geisley DMR. And we can just shove this on the end here. This gun only shoots semi-auto. But you see, it's not got a massive signature on the flash hider. It kind of just looks like a mini suppressor. So I'm just going to use, this is a Gen 3 double eagle PMag. See if this works. I've never tried one of these in this gun before, so we'll see. I'll try and hold it back here so we can see the smoke come out. So what actually happens is, it's quite cool actually. I suppose it's kind of what would happen on a real thing, is that you shoot a round, the smoke generator makes a bit of smoke, and then what happens is the next round, as the round comes out the barrel, that lingering smoke in the end of the tracer, it just pushes it forward. So you get these smoke plumes, and then when you stop firing, it's just that extra fan whirring in the tracer that just gives that little trickle of smoke. So we're going to try something else now. So we'll get rid of this Geisley. I don't think I've shown this rifle off too much on the channel. I built it as a long range DMR. It only does semi-auto, and then I have to kind of just play a lot of CQB now, so it's kind of pointless, but it is a extremely good looking rifle. Still got the torch on here so you can see the smoke. So we're going to put that to one side. We've got some extra magazines here, so let's give these a go. We've got PMag, got a Maru mag, we've got these Danner Defence mags, and we're going to give it a go in the Ghetto Blaster, because that's in front of me as well. All my other MWSs are scattered around the house. A lot of them are in parts. Yeah, so we'll put this on here. How does it look on the Ghetto Blaster? Actually looks pretty cool, to be honest. It's not a bad looking tracer unit at all. A lot of the tracer units nowadays, they just look super wacky. So let's pop some rounds in these mags. Got a Daniel Defence mag. Let's get some extra BBs here. So yeah, it works. You know, you've still got the tracer function. You've got the LEDs at the front to give like a blast effect if you want it or you don't want it. Now I didn't know if the blast thing was working there, so we'll just see if we can switch that. So we've got a little button. Yeah. So we just hold that for 3 seconds and then it will flash. Now will this turn it on? We'll see. If you're wondering why I've put a torch there, it's just to do with the lighting in this room. Obviously it's going to be very difficult to see the smoke because of the way the room is, how dark it is on that side of the room. So that's literally the only reason why the torch is on, so you can see it. So So that isn't lighting up, so let's put this on safe. Let's turn that back on. So hopefully that should put the LEDs back on. Yeah, there we go. And we're out and gassing that mag. We didn't load one in, so it's okay. This gun is very much overdue a service. It does get a lot of use, so here we go. So you've got that nice bit of smoke coming out the end there. It does linger now. From what I can see in person and what you're probably seeing on the camera, it's two very different things. It's a lot more prominent in person. So hopefully, let's see, where's the light? Let's edge the light down a little bit. Let's see if you can see it a little bit better like this. That is extremely cool. It's just adding that extra. A lot of people I can see already, because you know Airsoft's full of people that just aren't happy with, no matter what you show them, what new product comes out, they're going to criticise it anyway. We are using gas blowbacks, so you will get an aspect. Now, if you're using a tracer unit that has the LEDs on the front, when you're using gas guns, especially when it's cold, you sometimes get a bit of gas out the front of the barrel, so you kind of get this effect anyway. Now, what this is just going to amplify the effect, you know, for gas blowbacks. And when you stop firing, it's that little smoke. It's kind of just simulating a bit of heat coming out the barrel, which we're using gas blowbacks. We want it because they're more realistic than electric guns. So why not have something like this? So, however, if you're running HPA or you're running AEGs, anything that doesn't have something that puts gas out the barrel, then this is going to be great for you as well, because you can get the same effect. It's all triggered by the round coming through the tracer. Of course, with the tracer as well, using tracer BBs, they'll light up too. So it's a very cool little thing. It is expensive for what it is, £125 plus your shipping. And I love the fact that they also haven't completely, you know, machined all this into this type of like flash hider, moderator, whatever you want to call it. So you can take this out. You can just go and chuck this in anything. Now, there's going to be some size difference. Maybe your suppressor's too big. So you will have to do some jiggery pokery there to get it working. So far, I can't see any leakage. There is a bit of like misting, because this stuff is like, it's not smoke, it's like vapor, like a vape pen. So you will always get like this misting build up. It's very, very interesting indeed. It's a pretty cool product, and this is actually something that I can use other than this thing, which, yeah, it does work, but it is janky as hell, and it feels horrific. It feels like it's made from like cheap plastic, even though it's metal. It's like the cheapest metal you could ever handle, which is why I've never used it, because it just looks awful. But at the time, it was the only thing I could get. So that's the Martina Smoky Wolf Mini. They do a bigger version of it, but it was out of stock. I was going to try and get both to show you, but I think this is perfect. So if you're running shotguns, now I don't like big things on the end of my Ghetto Blaster, so I use this little flash hider that came off the XM7. So what I will normally run is like an Ace Tech Bifrost, which sticks out about this far, and it kind of looks a bit goofy. With this Smoky Wolf, it looks like it fits in. It looks like, you know, a flash moderator, suppressor, whatever you want to call it. It looks cool, so I would very happily run this over my Ace Techs. I'll have to test the performance out with tracer rounds, but I think that's pretty cool. Now, one thing that you are going to have to be aware of is the liquid running out. So if that liquid runs out and you continue to fire it, what's going to happen is the little cotton inside the tracer is going to dry out, and then because there's no liquid there, it's not vaporizing the liquid, it'll just start burning the cotton, like vapes. It's very much vape technology. But as long as you keep an eye on that, it's got a gauge here so you can tell, you should be able to tell when it's empty and when it's full. And yeah, so far out the box, this thing, it's not cheap, I get that, but a great little product. And look at the size difference. So this has not only got the same technology as this, it's better, higher quality, and it's less than half the size. So there you have it. You can turn the LEDs on or off if you want to. You can turn up or down the smoke generation. So I think that was on 3. So I'm sure 3 in my head would be the most aggressive. We can just quickly, I'll just show you before you go, the user manual. So you've got Smoky Wolf user manual, and then we've got all these bits here. It's in different languages. I think it's Chinese, Japanese, and English. Yeah. So it says here, fuming oil consumption. So gear 1, gear 2, gear 3. That would signify to me the different power functions. So adjust smoke duration. Short press the adjustment button to toggle between settings 3 levels: red light level 1, level 2, level 3. So yeah, if you see here, so the 3 red lights is going to be the maximum. So on 3, it's basically saying 3,500 times on that setting, or if you're on setting 1, you can do it 8,000 times. That's probably like 8,000 shots, which, if that's true, that is quite remarkable. So yeah, and I haven't charged this up since I got it out, which is a naughty thing to do, but I just thought, let's get it on there, see what it's like. So when you're getting it, I'd just chuck it on charge first, and be sure that you don't fire this thing when it's dry. So when you take it out the box, don't shoot it, fill it up with the oil first, and then away you go, and that's going to stop you burning and damaging the cotton in here. I'm not even sure if that's replaceable. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. If it just uses vape stuff. Now there is 2 little holes in the back here, so we could technically turn this out. Maybe there's a way to replace the cotton. I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah, just use the oils that you get for this thing. Now, you could use vape oil, like I say, but the last thing you want to be doing is putting that out everywhere, because it'd be like using a vape pen and blowing smoke or blowing the vapor in people's faces. They might not appreciate that. What would be nice if it had a bit of a nicer smell. It was like just a musty smell, but yeah, there you have it. The Martina Smoky Wolf Mini. Picked it up from Land Warrior. If you want one in the UK, that's where I got it from. If they've got stock, I'd hurry up, because by the time this video goes out, they're going to disappear anyway. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Bit of a different video, but I've been wanting to check out something that's higher quality for some time. So thank you very much for sticking along if you have. Let me know in the comments what you think of it. I'm sure there's going to be people out there that are just like, this is pointless, but let me know in the comments below. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Give me the reasons why down below, and I'll try to reply to some of them. And thank you very much for tuning in as always. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Agriprecision Discord, link will be in the description down below. And as always, from me and the Smoky Wolf Mini, we'll be seeing you in the next one.